got this gum in my mouth. I promise not to pop it.
It's okay. We're not in church.
But like, if we were in church, my grandma, she wouldn't even turn around. She just do like this, and you had to spit it.
I can never figure out how they pop gun, how they like make it clack, clack, clack in the back of the teeth.
Oh, that's a good. You know, I got him too. Oh, you put it on fire.
Yeah, I could.
Honey, my mama. I took my mama to hot yoga. I was like, Ma, you might want to spit your gum out. You know, we're supposed to be like really, really zen.
First of all, it's hot yoga. You can't ask anybody anything in hot yoga.
What you mean?
That's of the devil.
Ken hates hot yoga. I like to sweat.
In hot yoga with the wife, right. It's supposed to be quiet and serene.
Ken
and all you hear is like a leaky faucet. Drip. Drip.
Yeah, but Mama was in there clowning. I looked over. She doing all the things. She like that. Oh, Mom. But, yeah, I promise not to smack.
I like that top you got. They say baggy is in. I'm fooling with it.
Yeah, it's really nice. You know, me and Dorikas be playing. People be calling and be like, who's styling Tasia right now?
Go on and let them know.
Dorikas.
The wife and Dorikas been styling her the last shoot.
Then we've been rocking with Courtney.
Couple months. Yeah, indeed. And y'all know this is definitely another Paul Daniel joint right here. I ain't got the AC on because this one's breathing. I feel... Yeah,
cause that's cause you was like me and Sean. Like Sean was cold.
Yeah,
and he didn't say nothing till after the show.
That's that true lie.
Sean was like, "Yo, sitting over here, you know, he from Baltimore."
They shaking on the table.
I was like shaking.
I thought he was just mixing like a. You know what I mean? I thought he was in a zone.
What's up, everybody?
What's happening?
Welcome to Taylor Talk Tuesdays. Yeah, we had a great time last Tuesday. We laughed and we laughed and we laughed. But laughter is good for the soul.
Indeed.
Ken was clowning. I told him, don't come clowning.
I had a blast.
With all your bangs and just.
I like to have a good time, man. Like when I go speak to the men, like when I travel and go speak to the men in the prisons and different institutions, it's very serious. Like it's not a lot of elbow room. You know, you confront, it's wolves and lions and bears. So I enjoy being able to be on this platform with you and just have a good time and show that other side, you know what I mean? So it's a good disconnect for me.
He's really funny. Y'all just don't, he's
I'm hysterical.
Come out. You what?
I'm hysterical.
All right.
All right. So tonight, shouts out to Derica's. Again, we do a lot of chopping it up behind the scenes, man, and he was over here the other day. I think y'all was working on some styling and different things like that, and he was like, yo, bruh, what you think about this concept, this topic? So we were talking about it at the shop, and he showed me a clip of something, which was an interview in 1971, and a lot of y'all probably have seen this interview between James Baldwin and Nikki Giovanni. And y'all know the way my mind works. I was like, yo, bro, that's it. That's what we're going to do this week. So I'm going to let Nice kick this clip real quick, and then we're going to jump into the segment called True Lies.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me. And you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. What Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course you'll lie to me. Because I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat you the way I treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell. Because I love you, I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, fake it with me. Is that too much of the black woman to ask of the black man? For 10.
Let's let that sink in for a second. That was 1971. This is 2020. Let's get into it. Tonight we believe that it is time for all of us to be brutally honest about our lies. How many of us are willing to be truthful with ourselves and not dare even say with the person sitting right next to you in this moment and state that from the time our feet hit the floor in the morning to the time our heads are back resting on our pillows at night, that our days are completely filled with lies? We smile and greet people with positive energy when we are truly raging inside. We love to say God is good all the time. But underneath, our faith has never been more questionable. People ask us, how's your family doing? And we say, everyone is great. We couldn't be better. When the truth is the family isn't even on speaking terms and there's a scandal brewing inside of the bloodline. Can we be honest about our lives? Wow, that just hits different. Can we be honest about our lives? What about in intimacy and romance? Do we actually have the freedom and leg room to be honest? And even if we do and can be, is our honesty something that our companion actually wants from us? From babe, do I look fat in this dress? And he wisely compliments her curves when the truth is he's eye stalking every social media model on the low, running up the family data plan. To, honey, do you mind running to the store and cooking me some dinner? When cooking for you is the last thing on her mind because her mind is consumed with the fact that chick she hates at work bought the same shoes that she posted on Facebook a week ago. So let's just be honest. We all love to be showered with compliments and to be spoiled with admiration. But let's consider how many couples would remain standing if the secret thoughts that we hold captive in our minds were flashed across a big screen and your lover had access to the remote control. Wow. Have we gotten so far from honesty that honesty and the truth that we don't even know what the truth is anymore or who we are anymore? Do we, men and women, really want the raw and unfiltered truth? Or for the sake of our own pride and insecurity, would we rather be lied to as long as we reach the finish line in one emotional piece? Let's talk about it. Yeah, we have one of those a month. You know, we really want to use our platform to have us consider some things that we overlook. Because we love to say, if you text somebody and they hit you back with that red 100, keeping it 100. But we lie all day long. We first lie to ourselves, and we lie to everybody we encounter, but we keeping it G. We keeping it 100. So my queen, even though this interview was conducted in 1971, there's no question that we live in a fake-filled life, world, and atmosphere. Yeah. So what is your response to that clip that was in 1971, but as a 21st century woman?
Well, that's my first time hearing the clip. I actually, when we're done, I want to go and hear the full thing.
It's raw.
Because at first, and everybody has their opinion, here's mine. At first, I was kind of like, okay, I get what she's saying, but then as I was sitting here, I was like, but nah, actually, I don't agree. Because if I'm telling you to lie to me, then I'm not, what are we doing here? Right? Like, me and Ken used to get into arguments. Because I would say to him, why are you not as calm and passionate and you know, we get in arguments and he be quick to pop out, but I would see him on calls, on our business calls, and everybody literally would run to him before they would run to me because I'm the one on the phone to be like, nah. You know, Ken be on the call like, well, what we should do, you have 3 solutions. You could boom, 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 boom. And everybody on the call be like, yeah, okay, Ken, thank you so much. But when we would get into it, he would pop off and I'd be like, why you can't come to me with the 3 solutions? You know what I mean?
But is that not what she was saying? And literally, I'm going to show you right here. I wrote that very thing you just said. Because what
she was saying, lie to me. She was saying, basically, smile at me like you. I don't want you to lie to me. I want to know your true feelings.
That's my truth. And so I think that's what she was saying. Like, let's take no, we don't want to take lie. We want to leave it because it is what it is. She was basically saying the very same thing that I felt like you were kind of saying to me in that moment, which is, and I couldn't get the point to you, but she helped drive it home that I'm putting on a not a facade, but I'm putting on a mask. When I go to work, when I hop on a call, I'm not giving them Kendall Lamar. I'm giving them Mr. Taylor. And so what she was saying in essence, and I want you to keep building on it, was saying the same thing you were saying. You were like, I look at the way you handle conflict at work. I look at the way you handle conflict in business atmospheres on tour, or when we got insurmountable money challenges and we could see our way through them, but you're like, why can't you bring that to me? Because that's not the real me. That's me facilitating my gift in a particular atmosphere when it's chess, it's smoke and mirrors. Everybody's got a hand behind their back. We talk about it all the time. But with you, no filter, no angles, straight to the head, not taking a scenic route.
But I guess it could be, I don't know. I guess that can go so many different ways because what I'm saying, for me, I don't want you to come home and lie to me and be fake, because then you could be walking around this house and being miserable. Now in conversation, yeah, lie. When we get in, I take that. But I really want to know your true feeling. Otherwise, I got a man walking around. I don't know if you really want to be here. I don't know if you're happy. I don't know if you're sad. And you know me, I'm a Cancer. I just need to know everything. I want you happy. So it can go so many different ways to me. Like, I don't want you to lie to me and say you're okay if you're not okay. I don't want you to wake up in the morning and smile if on the inside you're hurting, because if you're hurting, then I know what to pray for, and we can fix it, and you can really, really be happy, and you ain't got to lie about it. So I guess it could go so many different ways, right?
Well, one of the points that she was making, I think she's not talking about throughout the whole thing. I mean, she mean in a moment. Meaning, like, for instance, if you cooked, you've cleaned, you've done you prepared for your man to come home, but he comes home and take out the anger that he's dealt with. But when he deal with everybody else, he can put up. So she's saying, come home and fake it with me tonight. I'm the one that's taking care of you. I've cleaned. I've cooked. So take in consideration what I've done right now, and in this moment, fake it. Come home and show me appreciation. Okay, this ain't the
and that's the paradigm that we're here to confront. Is you supposed to leave work at work. Okay. But sometimes what men and women are really asking of each other is, no, I want that person that everybody admires. I want the person that'll never cuss. Yeah. I want the person who always uses correct diction and pronunciation. But with you, I get the I mean and the pop off and the whoop, the whoop, the whoop. No, I want this person that everybody loves. And that's why we're talking about the true lies.
This is why I got to go back and listen to the whole thing.
And I haven't even heard the whole thing. I just want to take that snippet. Okay. Because even when we decided to build it out, I just thought it would be a great segue, because look at generations have passed and we're still facing the same dilemma. Yeah. We're still challenged with how honest can we be? And if we can't be as honest as we really want to be, then what is the integrity of our relationship hinged on? Because a lot of our relationships, though they're great, they feel good, we have some great times, they're still swinging on the door hinges of lies.
But then again, you mentioned if your woman comes to you and says, you know, hey, babe, do you think I'm fat? Do you think I look good? And you like, nah, you look good, and da-da-da-da-da. That's, now we talking about something totally different, though. Like, we ain't talking about just coming home, bringing your attitude, you know. We talking about you just lied. I want the truth.
But I think they all go hand in hand. What it is how honest can, for instance, a man or woman may not be honest because my honesty may make this house cold. I'm just going to pick on me, right? Does every man and woman want to be honest? Absolutely. But do we have the bandwidth? Do we have the freedom to be honest and not get rejected, not get the cold shoulder, not get, I ain't giving you none, I ain't cooking for you?
But I feel like you have to start somewhere. Like, if that's what you want, then somebody got to break that ice and got to break that fakeness. You got to start somewhere. And I believe we've been working hard to get to that place. You know what I mean? Me and Ken have had some times, and then I'll be like, okay, or he'll come to me and be like, it's something I want to say, babe, and I can't say it. And I'll be like, just say it. Instead of me saying, just say it. Go ahead. I have to say, you know what? Just say it to me, babe. Because in that manner, he knows she might be strong enough to take what I'm about to say. She might be sitting in a posture. I've been seeing her reading certain books, working on herself, and now I feel like I can jump in there and I can say this thing because I notice she going down that lane. So babe, I just want to say, like, boom, 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 boom. Because if you don't do that, then what are we doing?
I agree. And that's why we're here tonight. And so here comes the curveball. A house divided upon itself cannot stand, right? The double-mindedness. It is a challenge when you live one way in public and another way private. And like in the book I wrote, The 10 Tokens, I have a joint that says the line between business and personal, the great illusion. There's no separation. So I'm going to kick you this next question, and then we're going to come back to it and see what you think. So do you feel from day to day you have the freedom in this world to be honest, especially as a celebrity, when your privacy and your sacred time is always being invaded by people who genuinely love and adore you? But, you know, we've had times, give you another example. Like, we watched the Kevin Hart comedy joint. And Kevin Hart was like, getting off the plane at the airport, and the lady was like, "Oh my God, Kevin, I just love you. Can you wait right here for my mama to come? She great land. I just want to take her." He was like, "Yeah, go get your mom." As soon as he left, he said, "I ain't waiting on you." He said, "People make me into an a-hole, because he can't be honest." Yeah. So being a celebrity, do you feel? Because now we're coming outside the house. Do you feel you have room to be honest as you probably want to be at times?
Well, let's just start here with me. Who laughed?
Nice back there laughing.
Oh.
Because, I'm building it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, I think everybody knows nothing about my life in being a celebrity has ever been private. They have always kept me on the forefront. Okay? And then when I'm from Hyport, North Carolina, so when I started doing interviews, they would ask me questions, and I thought I was supposed to answer. And then I remember Idol would pull me to the side and be like, "You might want to lie." But I was just like, for what? And I thank God that I never did. Like, everything that I have ever been through, I've always sat down and talked about it and owned up and was like, yeah, that was me. I ain't proud of all of it, but it's a part of my testimony. So now now nobody can come back and be like, ooh, guess what I heard? You heard it from me. So it makes me feel so much better. Because I be like, you ain't got no secrets on me. You can't go take that and turn it into a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be honest. The other day we were watching, me and Ken was standing in here, and we were watching back some of the playback, and we were just laughing at ourselves. And I was looking at all the comments. Everybody was having a ball. Everybody was having a good time. And then here come somebody. I guess they thought it would hurt me, but I remember I posted something the other day, and I got it from Tink. And she posted, "You keep trying to come at me with my past, but I sold that building a long time ago." Somebody came on the thing, was like, "Can she even read yet?" I laughed. I said, now that is so old. That's like old. And matter of fact, that ain't even the correct information.
Because you over here, yeah, give her my bomb, nice. The irony about that is, whoever this clown is, you sitting on our Taylor Talks.
Watching the
you
whole
must
thing.
be new, because almost every other Taylor Talk she's referring
No,
a book that she read or
They're
whatever.
Not new. They're not new. There are people who are stuck in the past, and they want to try to keep me back in my past, not understanding that I've been long gone from that. I'm so far into my future, and I gave you the information, so you can't hit it back with me. So no, I've never had a time in my celebrity, whatever you call it, where I felt like I couldn't be myself. I take my shoes off. I'm country. I tell people what I eat, when I'm hungry. I make songs about it.
Open up, let me in.
Let me in. What we gonna eat? This is me.
Yeah.
I had a song about it on my first album that said, "This is me." So no, I'm straight.
Well, I salute you for that. I'm going to speak for the other half. I don't feel like I can always be honest as I would like to be.
Did I just go off?
Nah.
I didn't.
Nah, you ain't even snap. You just...
He gave me a boom. He didn't give me one of my little chimes.
Yeah, he gave you a bomb because it was heavy in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you that
That was a
word.
Kendall bomb. That's
I
like,
didn't mean to call you that word, but you was acting like
no,
that
she
word.
meant
when
it,
you-
and I mean it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely mean it. Clowns. But they necessary though. Like, you gotta have those every once in a while. Sometimes people try to pull you down. They really just remind you how far you come.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Now, as long as you don't, you know it. As long as we don't respond in a manner that reflects where we were, then that person's left with only their plate sitting on the table. You know what I'm saying? Bon appetit.
That's why I apologize for that word.
You don't gotta. Well. Yeah. On my end, nah. Cause I'm always looked as a person who can bring a solution. I'm always looked at as somebody that can have the answers. When I pick up my phone, it's very rare somebody's calling to give me something or pour something into me. Sometimes I don't feel like I could be honest. Sometimes I talk to cats and I just want to be like, bro, stop crying like a girl, be a man and do it. Stop spending your money like that. You won't have these problems. So sometimes I don't feel as though I can be as honest with people as I want to be. So you teeter these lines of these true lies, pacifying it. Want to make sure you give them a listening ear or be a sounding board. But there's some days when I just want to be like, do whatever you would do if I didn't exist and you ain't have me to call. What would you do if I was dead? Go do that.
But sometimes I want to encourage you to be that. Because people actually really want that. A lot of the men that you speak to were fatherless men who didn't have role models. And I'm going to tell you like you always tell me, with Dallas. Don't baby him. Dallas want to be disciplined. Like, I noticed, like, if I get on Dallas, he'll hold that pout all week long. And I be coming to Ken like, he just pouting and he mad. Ken will say something to him, stern, strict, and he'll walk off and he'll come right back and be like, look what I made. I'll be like, dog. But I noticed that most men, they want that. They need that in their life. So I want to encourage you, because you'll feel like a hostage in your own body. You'll feel like a prisoner in your own body. And so that piece of you, I know you had to carry for so long because you were in corporate. Now that you're not in corporate, you don't have to, you don't have to carry that. And I think that's why a lot of people would say to me, like, how did you make it through this, that, and the third? Because I never tried to be something that I wasn't. And you know what I mean? And I'm not saying you're being something that you wasn't.
No, I hear you loud and
but
clear.
yeah, let it out.
And it's only with, you know what I'm saying? With the rest of them, I give it to them raw. But it's other ones, I think we always tiptoe. There's a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey, and he talks about your circle of influence versus your circle of concern. And the things that I can influence, those things I may be a little more sensitive to, but the things that are outside my circle of concern, it's like, it's a fully loaded clip. I'm going to give it to you. Like my mama say, chew the meat and spit out the bones. And that's on you. You know what I mean? But I appreciate that, though. You got my back like spinal cords.
What? I got your back like what?
Spinal cords. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. This is a slippery slope. Yeah. This is the one when mischief happens. This is the one when scandal and infidelity and schemes take place. That gap between the truth and honesty. And I have my own personal saying that I created. And I said, at times, truth leaves a tab that honesty has to pay for. Okay? Truth sometimes leaves a tab that honesty has to pay for. I'll give you a quick example, and I just want your take on it. You say, babe, did you stop by the store and get the milk like I asked when you come home? I said, yes, I did. I'm telling you the truth. Honesty is, and I also went across the street and ran into the gas station and played them little slots. I don't gamble, but I played the slots for about 30 minutes as well. You get what I'm saying? The truth is more built and hinged on that person's expectations, where honesty knows no boundaries, right? It's limitless. One of the things that came to mind, we're talking about true lies, is how a lot of people are able to walk that tightrope of truth, but they're not being honest. So no angle. No, I'm not trying to guide you anywhere. Just curious to get your opinion, because I respect that. What's your thoughts on choosing to either lean towards telling the truth, which means you have to ask me the right question, or being honest means that I'm going to give you the totality of whatever that experience was, whatever that outcome was. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of relationships, you can be telling the truth. You're not necessarily lying, but you're not being honest. You get what I'm saying? Just what do you think about that? Like, there's no angle. I just put this in there, and I just wanted your opinion, because I know back in the day I manipulated that. Not with you, I'm saying, but
I was gonna say,
you know what it is. But I'm just saying, because with the truth, you got to ask me the right question.
Ooh, okay.
But being honest means I'm gonna give you something you never probably would have came around to asking me in the first place.
I like what you just said. You was like, I'm talking about how I used to be. I think our past relationships helped us in our marriage, because we saw what didn't work. We saw what brought on conflict, arguments, right? So when we got married, we came in it so open, like, look, this is everything.
I told you to run.
But we came in, like, so, for example, if you was to call me, I wouldn't have to ask you a certain question. You're going to give me the rundown. You don't have to ask me a certain question. Yeah. I'm going to give you the rundown. Yeah. And that's not something that weighs on us and we feel like, oh, God, I got to tell him everything. That's just something that we do because we have experienced when one little thing can go wrong. You be like, well, hold up. I just ran over there to get me some Dunkin' Donuts, and I didn't tell you that. And then in the girl or the guy's mind is, nah, you ain't going to get no dick. Don't. You know, you see what I'm saying? It causes unnecessary arguments. So when we met each other, we were at a place in our lives where we were ready to experience something different, and we learned from our past experience, and we came in it totally different. So it's different for us. But now let's go back to our past, where
Some people's current.
and then you gotta think about it like this too. Maybe the person I was with, I didn't want to give him all that. I didn't care. You didn't care. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, why? Don't clock me. I'm leaving if you ask me one more time. You know what I mean? You do you understand? You're trying to find ways to get out of a relationship.
You don't want to be nowhere. You wait on that little argument to spark.
Yeah.
So you be like, that's why I can't be with somebody like you. And then you be like, hey,
you love them, but it's something on the inside that you be like, but it's something quite now. I don't know if you the one. So you say it one more time, I'm going to my brother's house, right? So I've had those, but I didn't really want to be there. There was something in the relationship that let me know, like, this ain't it. Your heart is just in it because you forced your way in it. You just want love. You don't like to be alone. You want companionship. So now you're just forcing yourself here, but you're not giving them everything. Then the stuff they asking you for, you know exactly what they're asking you for too. You know it.
And that's why I wanted to bring that out, because there are some relationships who are not able to experience what we've overcome. Now, there's a lot that have and are further ahead than us, and salute. But there are some relationships that are playing in the boxing ring of truth and honesty, and feelings are getting hurt, and expectations are being stepped on, and promises are being broken. You know what I mean? I think it's very important to choose, because I believe you can't be honest with anybody else until you first honest with yourself. And since we wake up, most of us, not all, wake up from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep, you're living in this matrix of lies and facades and faces and so on and so forth. It's only natural it's going to bleed over and translate into your relationship, which is the one place it's not supposed to be. But then echoing back Nikki Giovanni, you have men and women out there who's saying, nah, give me the Matrix. It's like watching the Matrix, right? I'm that guy. I watched all of them several times. You had certain people that plugged into the Matrix and would plug out, but would rather be in the Matrix. Because in the Matrix, you got superpowers, you're healthy, you look your best, you're desirable, you're wealthy, so on and so forth. But then when you come back to reality, the light goes dim, and that's not something you're happy with. So what she was basically saying in 1971 is, no, let us be in the Matrix. Let us be in the Matrix where everything is happy and everything is peachy, and you got superpowers and I got a cape and everything is right and everything is peachy and there's no complaints up under the sun. I'd rather be in the Matrix than to see you plug in for everybody else and then plug out with me, and we broke and we're trying to rub two nickels together and we can't communicate and the sex is horrible.
But isn't being in the Matrix still?
But that's what social media is.
But it's still not cool. So what I'm saying on the other end, agreeing with what she's saying, but also saying, now let's tap in spiritually. Okay. Let's not live in the Matrix. Let's find out what peace and joy actually looks like for us. Let's stand in the love of Christ-like kids, right? And let's actually find out because guess what? It might be broke. We might be broke, but at least we broke together.
And I think that's the biggest concern. That's one thing why I love what we have so much, is because we've had a lot, we've had nothing, and we've had a lot again together. We know who we are. But like that joint that's on Netflix, that Social Experiment, I can't remember, social something. It's basically talking about social media and how since the rise of social media, there's been more suicides, more depression, more kids with anxiety issues because they're living in that matrix. They're choosing that true lie. And they're spending more time trying to figure out, how can I get these likes up? How can I get these follows up? How can I get more reach and more interaction than plugging out of that matrix and looking at yourself in the mirror and figure out, how can I build my confidence? How can I build my self-esteem? How can I triple my net worth? How can I expand my network? And so they choose to spend most of their time living through that filter of the matrix because they're accepting a life of true lies.
So boom, my answer from the jump then, it's all wrong. It's all wrong.
That's a fact. So I wanted to tie in and keep flowing. I wanted to tie in how in 1971, she made a comment. But when you zip line that over to 2020, you see how now that thing has expounded, and now it has multiplied and it has germinated to where when you look at all this fake news and all this spin and all of this social media nonsense and all these filtered fake relationships, when you step back, you see that we are in that matrix.
Yeah.
And there's very few people as individuals, especially couples, which we represent, who are able to pull out of that and deal with the honesty, the truth of the matter, getting down to the bone marrow of the situation so that you can build something real, because most people are more happy plugging in, and they'll stay plugged in from morning to night to see how many likes that thing got, how many views did it get, when your real life is sitting right there passing you by. Your real children are sitting right there. Your real husband is sitting right there. And that's why I want to try to help bring this whole thing full circle to show that if we're not careful, we'll be looking at 2020 how we're looking right now at 1971 because of these true lies.
Yeah. Okay, so then I still stand on,
Facts.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, though. When you look at that whole paradigm, because they were coming right on the back end of the civil rights movement, and supposed to be Black Power, and she was a Panther, and you would think we'd been no closer and tighter than we were at that particular point in time. But we're still just as divided,
of course,
just as confused,
of course,
and just as willing to lie to ourselves and then others.
It's crazy because it goes back even further than that. When I'm sitting and reading my word, I be like, dang, yo. A lot of stuff that I be seeing, I'm like, this been happening. You know what I mean? We would go out and serve other masters and work hard, and then God would send his own. They'd be like, God said, let's go. And be like, go where? Who are you?
Or do even one more solid. Children of Israel would get hungry. Them cats couldn't fast or nothing. They would get hungry, and as soon as they would get hungry, they'd start bickering with Aaron and Moses, talking about, man, we should have just been in Egypt. As slaves, at least we had food. We'd rather plug back into the matrix than to deal with any kind of challenge that we're facing in this real reality.
It's been, yeah.
So isn't that interesting?
Wow. That's deep.
These
are go read a little more, but that's dope. That's deep.
So from biblical, ancient principles and testimonies to 1971 to 2020, have we gone anywhere, or are we still like the children of Israel circling that mountain, just dying off from generation to generation and getting worse in the process? That's the concern with these true lies, because we can never face the reality of anything if we're turned off by the reality of what we truly are. That's the true lie. So as we wrap up and throw it to Derricus in case we got
this was really good. This
different, right?
was good for me. I don't know if anybody else got anything, but this is good for me because, like I said, the more I've been reading, I've been like, yo, we're still in the
And I did a post the other day. I said, oh my goodness. I said evolution does not equate elevation. Evolution is something that's going to happen regardless. If you leave something in a habitat, it's going to adapt. Its arms are going to stretch. Its eyes are going to shift. It's going to naturally adapt. Elevation is when you leave your habitat. You are able to transcend out of your current conditions and your environment and reach another plane of existence. I'm concerned about all of us as a people because we're evolving. Technology is evolving, and it's supposed to help us elevate. It's supposed to help us connect with people around the world, consolidate and reduce time for workflows, allow us to like black belt management, allow us to reduce time and waste. But what we're using it for is only enhancing our evolution, not our elevation. That's the concern. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
Jonathan McReynolds has this song that when you were talking about it, I'm going to have to play it after this, but he has a song called Cycles.
I like that joint.
Cycles. Where he's basically, because you know what I'm talking about. He's basically talking about we have to break the cycles. And so I'm definitely going to go back and listen to that whole entire interview. I'm definitely going to get in my work tonight, get in my word, because ever since I've been, in my word and asking God to allow me to understand it more, and he plays it out for me like a movie. Everything that you talked about tonight, I'm like, yo, nah, this goes way, way, way back. And if we could some kind of way figure out how to break those cycles, I believe that's when God will start working the same kind of miracles that he used to work, that he used to do.
That's why he said the truth shall set you free.
Come on, I'm going to punch you in your head.
That's a big punch because that's a big head. Oh yeah, man. I'm from Noggins
excited.
Anonymous.
Stop it. I just got so excited though. Like, and I pray that somebody got, you know. And that's why I had to check myself. I'm sorry, I got all out of character. I'm a classy lady. I shouldn't be calling her. That was wrong of me. That was wrong of me. But stop acting like that, people.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you ride on that.
No, because I get whooped all the time. Because if you know, like God has totally changed a lot when it comes to me, because I don't have to fight my battles. He fights them for me. I don't have to say anything. And the more that I read and the more we have these conversations and the more, so there's something happening on the inside of me. It's just not going through those screens and people like, and that's the dope thing about it is what we're doing. We're not doing it just for show or just for fun. He pushes us to do this. And sometimes we be like, yo, maybe we should fall back.
Some days we'll be tired, stressed out, like.
But we have to do it. So understand that he checks me constantly, and I learn something constantly. I'll go back and listen to something that you said, or if there's a book that you read, or I'm curious to know more, and I'm curious to break all of the lies and the generational curses off my life, and I'm curious to know how I can break the cycle. Come on, somebody, let's just stop right there, because I'm.
All right, so let's do it like this. Just, I always like to close with any word to women or to men. Any woman out there who's struggling with being honest, finding comfort in her honesty, being bold in her truth, free reign. Any last words to women out there? Because we've all been there. You know what I mean?
I would say I think the honesty starts within. You have to be honest with yourself first before you can be honest with your mate or your family member or your coworker or your best friend. You got to be honest with yourself first. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm still self-checking. So I don't want to get on the phone and be trying to check nobody else or always trying to check you as my husband. I got to continue to self-check. How do I do that? I ask God to get it all out. What's not like you, I don't want it. If it's not something you want for me, God, take it away. He got another song, Jonathan McReynolds. What's the song that's in my, what's the song, Derikas? You can move that over. You can move that over too. So he was just like, my ego, my social media, my Facebook time, take it. If it's not what you want from me, move it over. Yeah. My language, how I speak to people, how I treat people. If it's wrong, God, move it out the way. So I would say to the women, you got to learn how to self-check first. Make sure you straight. Then move from there. Does that make any sense?
And to the kings, I would just say, man, you can't be real with anything in your life till you're real with yourself. Yeah. And it points me to Mark Twain. He wrote, the truth doesn't have to remember. And I believe that lies catch up with you. Lies don't have an expiration date. They don't decompose. You know what I mean? They like Neiman Marcus. You can always bring that receipt back. You know what I mean? Or without a receipt. Don't be in a situation where you built your existence and your name and your reputation and this facade on lies. Because sooner or later, those receipts going to get called in to bring you to a place of accountability. So just be bold in your truth and don't build your house on sand. That's what lies are. They can't uphold anything. They may work for a season. You'll get a couple checks. You'll get a couple high fives. You'll be that guy. You'll run the summer, but it won't stand. The truth is something that you can sleep on at night and know that you are that which you say that you are. And that's more important than anything, because at times that I didn't have anything, I still knew who I was, and I stood on that. And I'm able to stand on that same thing now, and I want that for every single brother out there. So own your truth, man, so that you can face yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Derikas.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys.
What's up, bro?
Okay, guys. So we talked about the truth. Let's change the perspectives. Let's rewind this. Let's rewind it back. In this world, it's easy to give the truth, but receiving the truth is the bigger problem. Yeah. And a lot of us are forced not to be truthful because who we're dealing with is not able to handle the truth. Yeah. and I'm sure all of us have been in our life. We can all say we've been strong and we've been able to do this and da-da-da, but we've all been in a very a place in our life where we really couldn't handle the truth. And when there's a, and I'm reading some of these comments because I know like people who are in their relationships, one of the main problems that most people are having in their household is that they're really dealing with somebody that's fragile and that really can't handle the truth. And so it forces you, it's easy to say tell the truth, but it forces you to patronize the person that you're in the household with.
I don't know, this may sound cliche, and everybody may be like, oh, that's not the answer I want to hear. But I have to be very, 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 very honest. And Dorikas will amen this. A lot of the stuff that I wanted to come to my husband and say that I just knew I either couldn't at the time or it just wasn't the right time, I kid you not. And that's one of the books that I have is The Power of a Praying Woman. You have to go to God about a lot of things. A lot of times God allows certain situations to happen in our lives because he wants to hear from us. We want to handle everything ourselves. I want to be your therapist. I want to be your counselor. I want to be your judge. I want to tell you when you're wrong. I want to tell you. And sometimes God is sitting back like, well, what happened to me? It ain't no difference from I used to give so much to my family. I would just give, create monsters. And I don't know if it was you, Dorikas, but it was somebody in my life that came to me and said, you cannot play God in everybody's lives. Sometimes you got to fall back and let God be God. I started getting in trouble because I was trying to play God in their lives. Totally different situation, but what I'm saying is sometimes if you love that person and you know you're not going anywhere, I'm trying to help you not pull all your hair out. I'm trying to help you not go to God and pray about it. And I promise you, when you start seeing that change, you're going to start calling your friend like, girl, now wait a minute. This thing Fantasia said might be true. God might be listening.
Now we pray parties instead of gossiping now.
Pretty much. No, I'm serious because God is sitting back. If he brought you two together, and when you get married, you sing all the vows. Better words
Rich
for
poor,
rich poor.
sickness, health.
Yeah, you doing all the vows. You're going before God. You got the pastor there. You're doing all that stuff. But when it's over, nobody now is dependent on God. Right? It's like, okay, we married now, so now it's in our hands. And I want you to be what I want you to be, and you want me to be what you want me to be, but I ain't trying to be that, but I want you to be what I want you to be. It's just going to keep doing like this. So then you have to go to God and say, God, teach me how to be a good wife to him. And God, I can't talk to him about this, that, and the third, but I'm coming to you because you are his father. I'm coming to you because you are his creator. If you can whoop him when I can't. You see what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. And I believe that is key because that's the foundation. And I'm a firm believer that you pray and you get back on your feet. And when you get back on your feet after doing what my queen said, and I just speak to men, I'm careful when it comes to women, with respectfully. Men, we have to have more emotional strength. We can't be so sensitive. And so when the honesty is presented to you from your woman or a female in general, that machoism has to take a back seat because that ego is going to prevent growth. Ego is like pesticide. You know what I mean? It stunts the growth and the natural, maturation process of something in the way it's supposed to be nurtured. We can't grow if we don't allow ourselves to receive constructive criticism, especially by the people close to us, because people at the office, they in the matrix. They don't see who I really am. The people out in the community where I'm playing ball, they don't see who I really am. But my wife, my kids, those closest to me, when I'm not in the matrix, that is the greatest opportunity for me to grow, to be better at how I navigate the matrix because my real foundation is shored up. So just be willing as men to receive constructive criticism when it's given in love and handle it with emotional intelligence. That is so important right now because I'm just looking out and I see so many men. I'm talking to them. I'm Salute First is leading them with all of these men who have no emotional strength. They popping off. They ready to shoot. They ready to quit. They ready to abort. And that's why none of them are growing, and you just got some old males who've never become men.
There's a lot of people who are listening on here. And, it's kind of like people sitting in church. A lot of people sit in the audience and the preacher is preaching. And in their mind, they're thinking about all the people that the preacher is talking about. But they're skipping over their self. Can you, and he might not, just because this is just random, I'm about to ask you this. Can you give some, what you would call it, can you give some little roll calls to people that are listening? And meaning that might sound something like, if you're doing this, we're talking to you. If you're doing that, if y'all arguing about black and blue, we're talking to you. We're talking to you.
The first one that jumps out at me is hypocrisy. And I like to grab those two because when Christ came to demonstrate, he hated two things. He hated hypocrites and he hated men who had no faith. Make sure that, what did he say? He said, get the plank out your eye before you try to talk about the splinter in somebody else's eye. First remove the plank so that you can see the splinter enough to get it out. If you want somebody to be true and you want somebody to be honest and you don't want to be lied to, make sure you're walking with a level of integrity that's a standard that you want to hold somebody else to. Because as we went through today, we all have true lies in our own kind of way. Make sure that you don't come from a place where you feel like you have arrived and you're holding this person to an expectation that deep beneath the surface, you know you're not living yourself, because that is hypocrisy and that is something that has been hated since the beginning of time. That's just the first one that jumped out at me because we're quick to judge people from our own place of self-hatred. So make sure that you're walking with honesty and you're stepping on toes, even if you have to protect your honesty. Then you can make a demand from somebody or some group of people to return that same level of respect to you.
Well, I mean, I agree with everything you said. I'm just going to point out all the nitpickers, because everybody in relationships are nitpickers. If you know that he love his mama and they got a special relationship, he piss you off and you holler up and say, your mama, I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? For real, I'm talking to you. Because you know that ain't cool. You know certain things that piss him off. So quit nitpicking, the both of you. I'm talking to you. You know it's true. She know you close to your mama. I'll say, you make me say your mama. You know it.
Acting like, what's her name from that show you be watching? I always say your mama.
Oh, heavenly. She be like, your mama. So, yeah, I'm talking to the nitpickers. Stop doing it. In relationship, and we all do it in relationships. Sean, can I get a witness? You married. You and Lisa be over there nitpicking?
Yeah.
Over that same thing for 8 years. You got to get to the point, you know what, you sound stupid saying it at this point.
Right, me and Ken used to be like that. He's like, man, shut up. You sound so stupid. I'll be like, dog, that don't hurt
Like
no
that make you feel better? You got that out now? We be going back and forth. Now we be like, nah, never mind.
What happened was that day I said, I was like, yo, mama, he said, you know what? Call her and tell you said that. I was like, no, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I love
You
your
don't be
mama.
meaning up behind it. You just trying to take that dig. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, in those moments when you really trying to get your
I know
honesty
you watch
out.
your mama. I wasn't like that, mom.
Don't even remember what it was about.
I don't even
You
know what it
I
was
mean?
about, mama. He said, you call her and tell her. I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. So, yeah, that's what I have for the quit nitpicking.
Okay. So these are a few realistic situations. Not that serious, but they're real situations. Do you tell the truth or do you lie? Okay, here we go. This is a funny one right here. So somebody, and it could be, let's say your mate. You've been hitting around what you want for your birthday or for Christmas, and you just been kind of hitting around, putting it out there, and they just excited about what they got you, and you already thinking it's one of the things on your list. Only to open up that gift to find out that all the things you put out there is none of the things that you kind of put out there. And now they're so happy because they just felt like this is the best gift that they thought was for you. Yeah. Do you love it and just move forward, or do you
You asking two people who honest. I'm telling you right now. I remember I bought my white pair of kicks the other week, and as soon as she opened the box, I was like, "Oh, you don't like them?" She was like, Then what she say? She said, "I'm gonna send you a couple of the ones the kind of style I like." So I sent them back, right? And I came and bought a 2-pair because I messed up the one, so I bought a 2-pair. She was like, I like the shoes you be wearing. I like dude shoes. You know, I got some little cute little black Air Max Doritos. When they pulled up, I was like,
Yeah, Yeah, he was
With it.
so excited. I was like,
She hit me with the.
No, because I know he paid good money for him. So I'm like, I want to really love it. Yeah. So give me stuff you be rocking. Or what you can do is you just hint to somebody who's real close to y'all what you want. And then
I be hitting Dorigas. When I be in the gym, Dorigas know.
yeah, because I go to him and be
Them
like,
them last shoes you posted the other day that
Yeah,
I bought.
I
I was like, bro, I'm stuck.
Kendall
I don't know what to
Miles.
do, bro. I said, well, I know she been talking about these. So
yep, he brought me and I was like, these the ones I wanted. Just be, hey,
Yeah.
I'll show Dorikas what I like because I know Kendall going to go to him and you get what you like.
in marriage, you have to be honest because you know why? If you're not honest, then you going to have that BS on repeat. If you're not honest about it, right, and you like, oh, that's nice, you know, you got me some socks for Christmas, then you gonna get some Long Johns next Christmas. So you might as well go and bite the L, have that little moment of silence, that little stiff aroma, and then get yourself back on
Unless
track.
it's people like your grandma. My grandma used to buy me stuff I never
Oh,
liked.
nah, you don't hurt grandma feelings.
No.
I wish.
But you know, it was pretty cool because back then we used to rock them fan ponytails. Remember we was talking about the pump it up? And we used to use so much gel. And grandma bought me a big thing of gel and put a bow on it. I was like, so that's what I get for Christmas? But grandma was like, hey, that's what y'all use, right? Yeah, but I would never say that to her, you know. So it's just certain, you know.
Yeah, we keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying?
How I look when the shoes came?
I was like, give it back. Give me the shoe. Give me the shoe. What do you say? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Look,
Be
I ain't
honest.
gonna lie. Look, I ain't married, but I have my little pout moments. I pout when I get in the car. You know, sometimes people invite me to give, and I be like, "What? How did they figure that this was it?" And
Boom.
I even
Boom.
said it,
Bro, what was you talking about the other day when me and you was talking, and you was like, how sometimes you struggle to be honest. You talking the difference between telling
That's
like
my-
a homie who at the crib getting
That's
dressed
my,
versus.
yeah, that's my next.
Oh yeah,
question.
okay, bad.
So, you out at the club, you having a good time, everybody looking good. Your friend walk in. She ain't looking too hot, you know. She could have, you know. This ain't really it, you know. But she walk in feeling confident though, you know. And she like, you know, hey, how I'm looking, girl? How I'm looking, girl? They checking me out. How I'm looking.
You at the club.
You at the club. You there? Do you tell her the truth, or do
You asking me?
or do you really just?
I mean, I'm saying I think y'all already, you know, with my friends how I rock.
You gonna tell her at the club? Like we here now.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
I'ma
like you
do
getting
it-
dressed at the house and you could be like, what else you got
I'ma
in
do
there?
it in the. I learned from the best. Dorikas never beat around the bush. He might not say it, so you have to learn your friends. I know Dorikas because when I walk in, he be like, "Oh, okay, you cutting up, okay." He got a smiler. If I walk in there and I have to ask him how I'm looking, and this is the one thing he'll do. It's cute. I be like, no, it's not. But I've always wanted to know. I want to know the truth.
I told Kendall, I said, well, if we're in a place and we're there and there's nothing you can do to change,
Man,
I'm not
ball
getting
out.
ready. Yeah, because this is and I'm going to tell you why. Yeah. What I say can change the trajectory of what's going on in the room. So if I say you look horrible, you're going to think that everybody's laughing at you.
You
If
don't
I say
have
you
to
look
say
good,
horrible.
well, I mean not horrible, but if I'm telling
that's-
you ain't it, you know.
Nah, you ain't even got to say that. Here's how I would do it. I like to dress, friend, but next time rock a black shoe instead of that cream shoe.
I'm the type, I ain't gonna say nothing, and then the next time you get dressed, I'm gonna be like, that's fire. Now the last thing you had on, it wasn't
But see,
really.
I'm the type that I'm going to get
yeah,
mad.
yeah. I'm
You know it.
gonna catch you on the back end.
I
get mad.
I already got to say what it was, but she was supposed to, this is a real incident. Y'all was going out. She was supposed to send me a picture before y'all left,
What she normally do.
what she normally do. But when she sent me the picture, I didn't know y'all was outside the place. So when she asked me, I told her, I said, I said, I'm not really feeling it. She said, I'm about to throw up in my mouth. She said, I'm about to walk in right now.
Because I don't want to be sitting there and I think I'm fire and my husband sitting on the other
But
side.
as long as you think you fire,
no,
and I'm gonna let you have that.
Then you're
the next time
leaving.
you get dressed, I'm gonna be like, yeah. So that thing we wore over there to.
And I'm saying
Eddie
I'm the
V's
type of
last
person
time.
that I'll be like, why you didn't say something?
Cause you was on one, and I want you to stay on one.
Oh,
you
so
on
you didn't
one.
like my Eddie V dress?
What did you wear, girl?
Because I think that was the night.
Oh, no, I was just throwing Eddie V's out there. I really don't want to sleep alone tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's getting cold out here.
Y'all done.
But you know I do that, though. You know I do that. You know what I'm saying? Like today, right? I can't bring that up till next week.
Okay.
But today you was like, boom, boom. And I was like, nah, that's probably because. And you was like, oh. And I'm like, nah, no, it's not. You see what I'm saying?
I want to know the truth, though. Tell me now.
Hey, everybody.
Well, my truth just has a
right
delay.
Huh?
I'm telling y'all right now, if we out and you walk up, I don't care how bad you look, I'm be like, you killing it. Kill it. Go kill it. Go get them. They
And guess
looking
what?
at you.
And
They
I
checking
know
you out.
you're fake. You killing it. So I already know. And when they walk off, I be like, why you tell him that? He be like, I mean, what else was I
I'm
supposed
like,
to say?
that's them. Yeah, you know, they killing it.
Yeah, if we already out, I can't tell the homie, man, like your shoes or your pants. I can't do it. Now, you know, I can't do it. I can't do it. Because the way Derekus brought it down to me, it was dope. He was like, if somebody feel like they on fleet, right? And you like, yo, bro, you killing it, bro. Yeah, you're
lying.
But check it.
You're keeping that cycle.
But check. Hey, I ain't saying this right. I ain't saying this right.
You're
But
lying.
listen,
I'm saying, but with the way bro broke it down, he was saying,
my truth is not always my truth of what you look like is not science. It's not math.
his
It's not
personal- it's
stone. It's just
personal
my personal
line of
opinion.
sight.
So why kill you and your vibe at this club in your pickup because I don't think
You
hey,
don't
you know
gotta
what? You're
kill
killing
him. That's
it.
what I keep telling y'all. You ain't got to kill him.
you can't tell him after the club, though? When y'all at the Waffle House?
'Cause now you say you don't like these shoes. Now they walking around. And let me
Yeah.
tell you,
Right,
so
now they
listen,
insecure all night. Now they don't
and
want to go.
everybody who laugh, they're thinking they're laughing at me.
Okay, don't tell him at the club. Eventually, if that is your friend, you know your friend looking, trying to, then be like, look, I like the dress, but because I want him to, I want you to do that with me.
See? True lies.
True lie.
True lies. But what, real quick, I gotta close that because what hit me with that, bro, he was like, if I be like, yo, bro, you killing it. Now when he see people, he like, yeah, they feeling my joint. He said, but if I say, yeah, bro, you probably shouldn't have wore that. He said, now those same comments, now you feel like everybody's laughing at you and talking about you because you alter their experience for that night. So what do? You know what I'm saying?
How about this? Rock what you like. Be who you
And
are.
just don't ask me what I think about it.
No, you're right. That's how we gonna be who you are. Cause doggone it.
Like being your friend too much work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is my last one. Whoa.
Y'all right?
This is my last one. So this is I'm gonna set this up. I want
If
y'all
you
to-
would
I want
have
y'all to-
tumbled over there, I would have died.
I would set. So I'm gonna set this up, and this happens all the time: marriage, single, dating. It happens. So one mate is in position at home at the house, and you've cooked a meal, you've lit the candles, you got the music, you've been all day, you just excited about this whole little thing, you getting this thing going, whoop de whoop, that's Kendall word, whoop de whoop, you get that going.
Whoop de whoop.
And then the mate comes in and not so much in the best of the mood. They've had kind of like a little rough day. So now your mate you want your mate, because you already got this set up. You want them to sit down, have dinner, we're going to laugh, talk, drink wine, and then we're going to take a shower, we're going to get it on. But now your mate coming in with different plans. They feel like they want to take the shower first, do other little things first to wind down. And now the other person got mad. Now the other person get out the shower, and now they're pissed.
So yeah, no,
That used to be me.
yeah, you gotta switch it up. You gotta be open minded because everybody likes what they like when they like it. So if you don't feel sexy coming off your job and you feel like I stink, I can't even be into it with you, babe. Let me just go ahead and you can't. That goes back to like you wanting it the way you want it. You have to compromise.
But you walked into my thing that I set up for you.
Yes, but I set it up for you, and this is my thing. But you walked in the house, and you got something on your mind. You want to take a shower. I'm still gonna keep sipping your wine, keep playing your song, be in the in the kitchen, be plotting up what you gonna do that night, and make it great. Like you gotta be creative.
Well, let's get up under it because I know two things. I know how you rock. You do not play me not eating my food when it's cooked. I gotta eat it while it's hot. There's a non-negotiable. And I'm going to pick on myself because I know back at like Seton House, I used to get like that. Like I'd be trying to put something together for the wife. I done went to Victoria's Secret or whatever, got the wine, whatever. And then my wife be like, I'm going to go take a shower. And I'm like, all right. Then I hear her on the phone with a homegirl. She in there talking to her mom. Now I'm pissed, right? Now by the time she come out, she like, what's up, babe? I'm like, yo, what's up yourself? I remember I was, you know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of like how he was driving it home because it's like, I'm like, go take a shower, cool. But then I hear you in there laughing. 30, 40-minute conversations in there because you tipsy having a good time. Now I'm like, I don't even want it no more.
But how you know I wasn't in there talking to my girl?
Because I heard
some tips.
Because you don't need no
on
tips.
Like, girl, the neighbor
French
say
tips.
This not your setup. This not your movie.
Right.
You're walking into on my set.
Well, I'm one thing about it, two things for sure.
Live
man.
on set.
I'm a curvy woman. You want me to get in some water before I get into that secret. Okay? That's going to be her secret. Something you don't.
Lift it up. Get up under there. Lift it up. Get that dust from up around there. Lift it up.
You want me to take a shower before we go into that Victoria, okay?
Yes.
Get
I
under
get
there.
it. I'm just saying, as we have, but you notice now, he like we're growing. So he knows I'm going to want to get in the shower. He knows I want him to eat his food when it's hot. So we kind of have to work around it and make it work for each other.
Have to time that thing too, though.
Sagittarius,
You know what I'm saying?
because he the kind that he wanted to wait.
Oh, let me tell you something. If I plan it out, I'm in control of the set. When you walk in the door, you get your robe. And you need to follow suit. Now, don't start trying
Wait. But let me ask you this, though. What happens when that robe come off and you start going, then you be like, I don't even want to deal with them. I'm
Where's that tussy?
Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to get this.
Where's that tussy?
Yeah, but because that'll turn. Listen, now imagine if I come in the house and put that secret on, you going to be turned off with me.
You better take a bath before you put that secret on, because that right there going to be a true lie. You keep that secret to yourself.
Baby, don't nobody use Tussie no more.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Tussie.
Hey, I think my daddy still wears
All the other people still probably
They
use
got
that.
Tussie
That's
at the Dollar
that
General.
Tussie will last you forever.
Man,
and
listen.
it's hard to get off.
Tussie. Every time I hear Tussie, I think of Ricky Smiley. Get that Tussie.
People
Around.
here like, this is the story of my life. You know, everybody setting up their sets. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody don't plan out their things. And then the other person
Plan it
come
out in your
in.
mind how it's supposed to go, and it just go this way and that way. And, you know what I mean? But I done
Oh,
grew up,
Trill.
though.
You
I grew
Thank
up.
you,
I
Lord.
grew up. It take patience.
Glory. Hallelujah. Oh, your hand's so warm. I'm still freezing over here.
Hot box. All right, we go. Oh yeah,
What
real
about when your
quick, because
mama
we've
call
been
for
getting
money
a.
trying to pay bills and they ain't what you're doing?
What?
What about when your mama calling you, ask you for money to pay bills, but you know they ain't what she gonna use it for?
Wait.
What about
Bonus feature.
What about when your mama calling you, talking about she need bill money, but you know she ain't gonna use it on no bills? Do you?
Hey, why they always late to the bill past due
it's
or about to be
past
cut
due.
off? Like you set me up.
Past due.
Let me know when it's due.
I'm gonna challenge everybody in this room. If your mama call you and ask you, hands raised, are you just gonna give it to her?
I used to.
I'll give it to her.
Why you know you need to raise that hand.
I'm gonna fuss about it. I'm gonna call you and fuss about it. Now I'm gonna call
But
you.
you
for
be like, where you at? Well, come on over
Come
here
on
and
here,
get
get
it.
it.
And if I even hear my mom even leaning that way, cash out before we get off the phone. Bap.
I used to, man. I
You
ain't
ain't have to
gonna
do
lie.
that. I'm like, yeah, I did.
I'll give it to her.
I will
That's
too.
mama, though.
I'll
That's
get
my
both of our mamas.
Hey, Mom, I know you watching.
Yeah, they'll
Look,
get it.
you know I'm the type that do it, but then talk, then fuss about it.
No, you won't.
I got a vent. I got a little vent in. You got to get a little vent out. You know, I'm like, even if I'm talking to myself, I'm like, no, she ain't paying.
But
this.
me and your mamas are a lot alike.
Oh, I know.
And this is what you're going to get if you even give a little budge. You know what?
Don't worry.
Don't even worry about it. But see, my mama different. My mama don't ask me. She just start talking a certain way, and I be like, Ma. I be like, Mom, what you need? You need a hold or something? I'm good. If you get a couple of go ahead and run a mama a couple
That's
of
my
dollars.
mother right
If
there.
my mom asks me for money, if my mom texts me and say, "Can you?" My mom do little stuff like this. Can you give me $3 for gas? And I'm like,
$3?
Where you going?
Can you give me $3?
Where you going?
But and if I really gave her $3,
You already late.
So pissed.
You already
Can you
late.
give me $3 for gas?
Hey, but
You know that 100 coming.
they
Can you give
been
me
so.
$2.50? Can you give me $2.50 for groceries? And I'm
Like,
like,
basically,
really?
So what you getting, some
So
M&M's?
basically, you need 250.
Right.
But they've been so good to us. So it's like
been
you
so
be
good.
like, go ahead, Mom.
Shout out to the black moms, man.
Yes.
All moms, all races, because they all hold it down. You know what I mean? Yo, we kept getting a whole bunch of messages and stuff. Like people actually did not know where to get the Taylor Talk merch from, believe it or not. But and that's our fault for assuming. But it's on FantasiaOfficial.com. That's Fantasia Official. What?
Babe, you getting good at this.
And what?
Babe, you better do this.
Man, I'm trying to. Hey.
I know something you can sell. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
Truth is, I never should have let you go.
Right now, she acting like bad girl.
Go ahead.
All right, now that gum got me jealous. So, y'all know how I get. I'm a full-grown husband. She be sitting there playing. I went the whole time now. That's straight up now. Yeah, tell that gum meet me in the back. We got to talk. Made me forget what I was saying. I'm all in your mouth. Yeah. Yeah, FantasiaOfficial.com got the merch, all that good stuff. Yeah, so we apologize that we assume. So yeah, I think we should pray.
I think we should too.
Yeah.
Oh, but I wanted to also say thank you to our whole entire team. Shanice, Darikus, Lorena from Primary Wave, Casey. Even shout out to Steven from Primary Wave. Like, we've been getting a lot
Gerald
of
back there doing his thing on the low.
We've been getting a lot of calls and taking meetings just about Taylor Talk. And we all we're tickled how far it has come and how big it is. And I also want to thank the other team, which is all of y'all, for coming back
The
on
real
Tuesdays
MVPs.
and watching and having a good time with us, and not judging, but we all just having a good time. I think not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that we have the It's All About You. So we always love when we have those. Is it? Okay. So we love it when y'all. Is it? Okay.
What, Thanksgiving that Thursday?
We gotta
Taylor
have
Talk
a
Tuesday?
ball. We gotta have a ball. So yeah.
Are we gonna have some news to share next week?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Truth is,
We'll see.
I never should have let you go.
That's a ghetto singing right now. Truth is.
You gotta put your hand behind the ear. You gotta do the whole. That's it. Yeah,
Why
that's
you
it.
chewing the gum?
That's it right there. All right. I love you. Yeah. Yo, keep that gum out my face.
Kendall, where can they submit their questions to for next Tuesday?
Yeah, those it should be a swipe up link again. Y'all know I don't do much on my page. I don't even know why I got a page.
I'll put it on the swipe up. We got it's a email for that.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the swipe up.
Matter of fact, if you go to FantasiaOfficial.com, there's a link, if I'm not mistaken, that Lorena created where you can upload your questions. That way we get a full week to cipher through them, put them in position. We want to get better at shouting out who submitted the questions because y'all asked some phenomenal questions. But yeah, I believe if you also go to Fantasia Official, there's a link for Taylor Talk questions that you can submit those. They relay them to us, and then we really sit down and we go through them and we have some fun and cook up.
Yeah.
Might have something next week.
When it's all said and done.
Come here, girl.
I guess I'm still in love with you.
Man, you better home, bruh. You better home, bruh.
Truth
All right.
is now.
Father, you are the truth. You are honesty. And if you set and created the world and put it in position to operate as a reflection of you, then let us be more like you. Let us not have a fear or insecurity for being that which we are. Allow us to be bold in what is and to turn towards truth and run from this fake reality. Allow us to not be so consumed by the matrix that we lose sight of what real reality truly is. For reality TV isn't reality. Social media is not reality. The truth is found in your presence, in the presence of your Holy Spirit, and in the scriptures where we find our true identity. So we ask that you bless every single person tuning in all over the world, Father, that we could just be more confident in that which we are. Let us forgive ourselves, be honest with ourselves, and heal ourselves so that we can then present ourselves to be honest towards the world around us. We love you, we thank you, and we honor you for you and love you because you are not like man that you would lie. And so we trust you above all, even when we can't trust ourselves. It's in Yeshua's name that we thank you, that we honor and we praise you and we believe. Amen.
Alright, so you know what time it is. Music
That
is
Paul
a
Daniel
healer.
sweater, stop playing, man. Y'all acting like, bro.
You looking good.
Good job.
I can tell the gymnast, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm in there trying to kill myself. Not
DJ
catch cold.
Sean, nice. Let's do it.
Make my earthquake. Make my earthquake. Riding around, bubble shaking me up. It's making my heart break. You make my earthquake. You make my earthquake. Riding around, your bubble shaking me up. It's making my heart break. Don't leave, it's my fault. Don't leave, it's my fault. Don't leave, it's my fault. 'Cause when it all comes crashing down, I need